didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for the world to be ready for them. They did the work, made the discoveries, saved the lives. And we're making sure their names don't stay buried. Which brings us to number one. Look around you right now. If there's electrical light in your space, a lamp, an overhead light, the glow from your screen, I want you to really see it. That light exists because of the man I'm about to tell you about. Not metaphorically, literally. The technology that makes electrical lighting practical, affordable, and accessible to everyone was perfected by a black man whose name most people have never heard, Louis Howard Latimer. And his story is the perfect distillation of everything we've been talking about today. Born in 1848, Chelsea, Massachusetts, his father, George Latimer, was a fugitive slave whose freedom trial became one of the most famous cases in Massachusetts history. But Louis Latimer wasn't built for clerking. He taught himself mechanical drawing, taught himself drafting, became so skilled that he was promoted to head draftsman, creating the technical illustrations for patent applications. And in 1876, he created patent drawings for one of the most important inventions in human history, Alexander Graham Bell's telephone. Yes, that telephone, the one that changed human communication forever. Louis Latimer drew it, made it patent ready, made it real. But he didn't stop there, not even close. Didn't stop there, not even close. Late 1870s, early 1880s, Thomas Edison and other inventors are racing to perfect the electric light bulb. The problem wasn't creating light. They could do that. The problem was making it last. Early bulbs burned out in hours. They were expensive, impractical, basically unusable for mass adoption. Louis Latimer looked at the problem and thought, what if I could make a better filament? And in 1881, he invented and patented an improved carbon filament that made light bulbs burn longer, brighter, and more reliably. Not just a little better, dramatically better. His design used a cardboard filament that was more durable and more cost-effective than anything that came before. He didn't just improve the light bulb, he made electric lighting economically viable for regular people. But wait, there's more. He also invented the threaded wooden socket. Yes, the part that screws into lamps. That's his too. He wrote the first comprehensive book on electric lighting, Incandescent Electric Lighting, a practical description of the Edison system. He supervised the installation of electric street lighting in New York, Philadelphia, Montreal, and London. He personally wired entire cities. He worked for the U.S. Electric Lighting Company, then for Thomas Edison himself. Louis Latimer didn't just invent the technology, he implemented it. He taught others how to use it. He wrote the manual. He built the infrastructure. He lit up the world. Think of Louis Latimer. In 1890, Latimer was hired by Edison's legal department to defend Edison's patents in court. He became one of the Edison pioneers, an elite group of innovators who worked with Edison on electrical systems. Look at that photo. Count the black faces. One, just one, Louis Latimer. He spent decades in Edison's shadow, his contributions minimized, his name relegated to footnotes. But here's what the historical records couldn't erase. Lewis Latimer wasn't just a scientist. He was a poet, a painter, a musician, a civil rights advocate. He taught English to immigrants at the Henry Street Settlement. He was a founding member of the Flushing, New York Unitarian Church, which welcomed Black members when others wouldn't. He lived a life of dignity, creativity, and purpose. He refused to be diminished by a world that tried to make him small. Lewis Howard Latimer died in 1928. For decades after, his contributions were footnotes, afterthoughts. Oh, yeah, there was this Black guy who worked with Edison. But then slowly, the truth started emerging.